What is up, everybody? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a new one in from Tenable that we're going to check out. Let's get into it. All right, this is my first EDC fixed blade that I am checking out from Tenable, I believe. I don't even think I've seen one from Concept. I could be wrong, but nothing's jumping out to memory. And first thing out the gate, I love that they did a fold over sheath, nice thin, clean sheath, and very cool little pocket clip here. Looks like it's set up for lefty carry and head. As to what pass around this is coming through at, I would like it personally for me. I would like it right hand carry so I can get this down into the pocket. It looks like it could work with a belt loop, but it would need to be a thin belt and a very unique little apparatus here for you to go from hip carry to scout carry on this one. But let's take a look at the knife itself. Nice retention on that sheath. So you got a nice small drop point blade on here, kind of a thicker grind, so it feels like this is going to be very capable. D2 steel with a black wash coated blade. Very good job on the grind and the plunge grind here for sharpening way back off the edge there. So you will get plenty of sharpening life out of here. Feels like a well done grippy black micarta with some milling on there. I'm able to land all four fingers on the knife, even though I hang back off the pinky a little bit. The way that it canters back here allows me to get a nice full finger grip. So this is very comfortable in hand. Now, I will say they did do some texturing here where you can feel it's very grippy. I would say on the verge of being a hot spot, but not really a true hot spot. So I don't have full access in the garage to where I have it set up like a light. So we're just going to really quickly just test this. Keep in mind, this is a pass around knife. So it's been through a couple of hands. And what I'll do is drop it up before I send it off to the next user. So, okay, edge. But keep in mind, it is coming via the pass around. I'm just going to get a small piece here to do a little cutting on camera. Just a box that I didn't really end up needing anymore. Yeah, it definitely feels a little thicker, but capable. So it is, I'm meeting that resistance, but to me, that lets me know that this is meant to be more of like a hard use, heavy duty type of knife. I will definitely need to vacuum in here. I just want to really quick, just a light strop and see, just to see if the D2 will, yeah, come right back to, yeah, very nice factory edge. So very easy to strap up. Let me clean all this up. So pretty impressive little fixie. I will say I really like the way that this thickens out on this particular pocket EDC. It's very comfortable. I would imagine this being under the Tenable line, nice thick chunky piece of D2 steel on there. So should be pretty durable. And I like that it swells, but I also like this grippy micarta. While I was trying to cut through the cardboard, even though it's a little bit thicker, I was really able to get a good grip on there. And I really like this sheath. I am curious to see how easy this would be to flip. Yeah, it would be really easy to flip with the Phillips head screws. And then, yeah, you can just slide that right on over. You don't even need to really loosen it. I'd probably tighten it up a little bit for carry. And then I'd probably say that scout carry, if you want to scout carry this one, or if you wanted to appendix carry, you could do that. Let's do some quick size comparisons and check the weight on this one. All right, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know these are a couple of my favorite and most carried fixie EDC blades, and that is going to be the Mini Harpoon, which I believe is probably most comparable to the Tiny Dancer here. I think that might be the first time I've said the name of the knife. I'm so sorry. We're how far into this video? I'm like over 8 minutes in recording, and we are just saying the name of the knife. And then the Asher Knives Little Buddy is one that I really like, but it is probably at the maximum size of something that I prefer to carry in the pocket. And then respectively, you can see this is an aftermarket pocket clip that I picked over, fold over sheath, if you can pick up on the theme here. This one came with this pocket clip with the Asher Knives Little Buddy S90V blade. And then you can see it is a similar approach to the carry. I think this would probably be pretty cool if you could like adjust it to the pocket. And maybe when you flip it to the other side, you could flip this over and maybe have it kind of kick back a little bit. But I think that would be really cool because then you could get that angle just right for in the pocket. If you wanted to carry it that way, this would work just fine on the hip and it would be perfectly acceptable for the scout carry. But I personally just like to take my pocket knife, I like to throw it into the sheath and then throw it down in the pocket. And then I kind of have this one angled. So let me think about this. When it goes in the pocket, I can have it as close to the back as possible, I think. If I remember right. I'm trying to remember. This one's got a good angle to it. Not saying that the little buddy doesn't. I think what it is, this one carries deeper. That's what it is. This one I can get in deeper, so it's an even more discreet carry. Let me grab the scale. I'm going to leave these two out while I grab the scale. I do want to compare the weight. All right, we got the scale out, and the reason I do want to compare the weight is because I do feel like even though this is a pretty robust steel thickness on there, you can see the Asher is a little bit thinner, and I believe, if I remember right, yeah, even thinner for the 3V on there. It still feels pretty reasonable in weight, and we'll do it with and without the sheath for all. So coming in at 3.7 with 5.4, so 3.7 and 5.4 for the Tiny Dancer. Yeah, 3.9 and 5.2. So the knife weighing more than the sheath on the other one. What did I say? 3.7? I'm already forgetting. Yeah, 3.7. So a little bit more on the little buddy, and I believe the mini harpoon will be lighter. Yeah, at 2.3, and with the pocket clip I picked up coming in at 3.6. So probably why I carry this one a little bit more than the little buddy is because of the deeper carry, lighter weight, more discreet. And then this is more kind of like my weekend warrior, or I may carry it on a Friday. So I do like that. This one here, I think, is right there in between the two of them with the knife itself at 3.7. And really the sheath is not that heavy considering how big that pocket clip is. But I probably, if this were mine, I would just go onto Amazon. Those are so cheap. Pick one of those up and then get that in there in the pocket a little bit further and a little bit tighter. The other thing that I didn't mention before we move off of the weight here, if it'll cut off, is I do like that the sheath goes up a little bit further on here. It makes it so like when you're pulling it out of the pocket, it's a little bit easier to get out of the sheath. This one here works pretty well too. It has that ramp, so I do like that. But the little buddy, I actually have to kind of go down in the pocket to get to it, and then it's a little bit more pokey. So I do like it has that little ramp on there. And this one here has like a little notch to it. So I do like that. Makes it easy to kind of push and pull it out at the same time. Okay, guys, final thoughts and impressions on the Tiny Dancer. I like it. I don't know if it's their first offering, but it certainly is the first fixie that I have seen from Tenable. And I like D2. It's going to have good edge retention. It is thick enough to where I don't worry about this one chipping up too much. They got it down pretty thin, but I don't think I would want it any thinner with the D2 on the fixie because I would like that toughness to be there. They did a good job with the scales and the micarta on here. So I'm really enjoying this one. I am going to grade. I grade on a scale of 1 to 10, and I take into account the performance, the ergos, aesthetics, and value for money on these budget knives. I do cap them at a 7. For me, the Tiny Dancer really does resonate with me. I like this one a lot, so I'm going to go 6.6 on the Tiny Dancer. It'll be linked below. If you pick one up using my link, it helps the channel. And I do have a discount code with Tenable, so keep that in mind. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be appreciated. If you're not subscribed, and a lot of my viewers are not, I'd love your subscription. It helps the channel too. Shout out to my channel members. Love you guys. That's it for me today. I'm out of here. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.